Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu dem höchstwahrscheinlich nun Finale von der Tunguska. Beim letzten Mal haben wir unsere Reise hier beendet. Unsere Freunde sind hier gegangen und Koyan Sky ist hier in dem lustigen Ei auf der Suche nach Weltraumabenteuer oder so. Auf jeden Fall, liebe Leute, endet hier unsere Reise. Doch davor haben wir noch eine sehr, sehr interessante Sache, und zwar den Epilog. Ihr seht übrigens hier ein kleines Lichtlein. Nur hier so nebenbei, wenn wir hier auf Story-mäßig unterwegs sind. Wird natürlich nochmal spannend. Doch jetzt, liebe Leute, geht es erstmal nicht zum Ende, sondern zum Anfang. Liebe Leute, der Epilog von Tunguska. The Journey begins. Denn jetzt geht unsere Reise richtig los. Also nach einem Jahr Road to Lost World 7. So! Raus wieder von der Bleach Earth und wieder zurück zu unserer Basis. Preservation of Humanity Clock, December 31, 2019. Chaldea World Clock, December 31, 2023 Freewares. Bei mir ist zwar eigentlich schon der 2.1., aber egal. 9:30 p.m. inside the dock, Chaldea Base an der Dockdown. I know what's going on, Senpai. Die Musik? Ungewohnt. I didn't think we'd be coming back to a lockdown.
I swear, what's all this about? Don't they realize we just got back from a successful beach hunt? If anything, I was expecting them to throw us a party in the cafeteria or roar out at the red carpet in the command room. Why are they keeping us in here in the dock? And what's this emergency briefing all about? Where's Sion? Where's the hero out now?
I'm sorry, Commander. Sion gave us the instruction herself. I was really looking forward to cooking up a feast to welcome you all back, but we can't use any of the base facilities today. I'm afraid I have to ask you to return to your rooms. I'm sure the Marines will come to get you as soon as it's time for the briefing. If I had to guess, I'd say we're gearing up for a big end of the year cleaning. Shin's always been a sticker for things like that. So she probably wants to usher in the new year with a probable clean state.
Huh? Professor? Where's Holmes?
Koyan Sky's reality model forced him to disappear when he first arrived, but he's got to be back by now, right? Oh yes, he's here. Now that Beast Force signal is gone, the Spirit Origin graph is working fine again. So we're good. I believe he's going over your combat logs from this latest mission with Sion in the command room right now. Gotcha. That does sound like him. Okay, we'll be going with the instruction too. So, should I head to the command room while everyone else heads back to their rooms? Actually, Da Vinci, we'd like to go back to the reporter's computer room.
Huh?
Sion said she needs your help with some urgent clerical work there.
Urgent, huh?
Well, that doesn't sound good, but sure. No problem. I had it pretty easy with this last mission anyway. Alright then, everyone, please head back to your rooms. And congratulations on a well-deserved victory. End of a year cleaning, huh? Maybe the Marines are cleaning the communal spaces then. I think I'll go help them after I get back to my room. Why don't you get some rest, Senpai? It was a very long battle after all.
Na, once I catch my breath, I'll go help with the cleaning too. Du könntest bei mir auch gleich weiter aufräumen, dankeschön.
Okay, then I'll see you in the cafeteria in an hour. But please don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Ist irgendwie voll seltsam. Mir macht das am meisten Sorgen, dass ich Holmes nicht getroffen habe, Leute. Foos just been staring up at the ceiling since we get there. Das ist irgendwie sehr ungewohnt. Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht. Aber willst du uns anlügen?
Knock knock, I'm here to help you pack. Here you go, just throw all your stuff into this container.
Was? Hang on, what's this? Hey Leute, ich finde das gerade echt geil, weil ich halt null weiß, was in diesem Epilog jetzt passiert. What's this about packing?
Huh? You mean you haven't yet? You guys are all moving to your new rooms, right?
Ach so, okay, das kann ich leben.
So you're supposed to get up your personal belongings in 30 minutes and meet up at the dock when you're done.
Aber heißt das nicht, wir verlassen dann hier die Basis?
And you don't worry about tidying up or cleaning the room. Sion said you won't be using it again anyway, so why bother? Now come on, hurry up. Besides, the captain was ill. It's very important that everyone be on the time for this. He sounded really serious too.
Alter Leute. Verlassen wir hier den Atlas?
I'm glad to see that everyone made it back to Chaldea Base without any casualties. Congratulations on your successful beast hunt. Boy, that was a lot of my shoulders. It is good to have one fewer unknown quantity for our count. Now if we can just use the essence of the second sword we obtained in Britain and create a spell optimized against a foreign god, then we can finally make our move on the enemy's home base.
Oh, Holmes! Ich habe mir gerade echt Sorgen gemacht. Speaking of the enemy's home base machine. You presume that the foreign god will create her own rarity marble-like domain, much the way Kern's guided, yes. Is that the remaining unknown quantity you're concerned about? Huh? Let it slip out there's only one unknown quantity left without realizing it? I thought I did a good job at keeping that a secret. I did not even tell Captain. Oh, I expect any number of people besides myself could have figured that out from your various imitations. You've never objected to any of your numerous operations, but you have been most insistent about the order in which they are performed. It was hardly a stretch to determine you did so. There are amid various concerns you foreseen in particular order. And now Beast 4. The greatest obstacle standing in our way is out of the picture. I was under the impression that she was the last such concern you had. However, I was clearly mistaken given that you are now mentioning another such concern. And since I cannot imagine there are multiple variables more concerning than the threat Beast 4 posed, the logical conclusion is that only one remains, no? Yes, that about sums it up. I should have known you would figure it out, Sherlock Holmes. There's one final matter I would like you to attend before the shun with the foreign god. What might that be? Determining their true identity or notable traits? No. Will we be able to do anything about that until we actually face off against them? Now the last variable I'm concerned about is much simpler than that. But I cannot blame you for not knowing what it is. After all, this is a problem even you overlooked. Really, I do not know what it's to do about it, but laugh. If not even Sheba can observe this particular problem, there's no way we can do anything about it. Alter, etwas was... Leute, was ist los, Mann? Ich hab grad so schlechte Gefühle, was Sherlock nicht sehen kann. I'm sorry, that's really not the time to be laughing at the sheer magnitude of the danger. Sie hat am Anfang gesagt, es wird das Ende von Chaldea sein, Leute. Sie hat es prophezeit. Holmes, I would like you to bring them the Spirit Ocean Graph. There's a small chance I might not be able to bring it all the way to the border, but you can determinedly get Chaldea Base is an extremely precarious situation right now. According to my photo declaration and memory partition, I cannot guarantee our safety even 10 minutes from now. So I need you to get to the border ASAP and bring Da Vinci the graph. You can't guarantee our safety. Do you mean you can't be sure what's going to happen in the future, even with your powers to calculation and prediction? Then why not use Trismegistus the second instead, since I can calculate even more than you can? I would, but I cannot. At the present moment it is a little more than an overlarge paperweight. I've already moved its data to another container, and I'm rebooting it as we speak. Then, you need me to transport the Spirit Ocean Graph because... Exactly. I'm glad I do not need to waste time explanation further. Just between you and me. Trismegistus II predicted that Chaldea would suffer some very losses on this last mission. Why? It outright declared the mission would be a failure. Can you think of any other reason why, Holmes? Of course. Reading the logs earlier was enough to give me a chill. Beast 4 had been saddled with a significant disadvantage before she could hatch the curse she received in Britain. The curse forced Kern Skyard into a difficult position, leaving her no choice but to undergo rapid growth. But even so, Max's loss was all but inevitable, and not because he and his team would be unable to defeat her in battle. Their fates were sealed the moment they set foot in the domain and went to fight her in its center. Right, Beast 4 was prepared to destroy herself along with her domain and everything inside it. Essentially, she had set a trap in which hunters would die the moment they defeated her. If we consider living to fight another day the true victory, then Chaldea would normally have lost the fight, but... Indeed, thanks to Tai Gong Wang, Director Goldor's personal feelings. And Master Max's clinching remark. Ich glaube, es war eigentlich nur Gotti. Kern Sky was convinced not to go through with her self-destruction in what was truly nothing short of a miracle. They successfully transformed the fight to the death into a discussion, thereby eliminating the idea of victors and losers entirely. Yes,
It was the best result I could have hoped for. I knew that my faith in Chaldea would be rewarded. That being said, according to the Sugata II, Chaldea is going to be wiped out today. There's nothing we can do to avoid it. This is where our true loss comes. Warning, warning. Report, gravitation shift detected. 3000 meters above the... Oh nein! Es kann eigentlich nur Beast 7 sein. Watching sample phenomenon Olympus. Matching practitioner. You, Olga Marie. Conclusion, pseudo black hole created by the foreign god. What? Nein! An island that moves with the void sea. A mirror dimension reflected in a place cut from the space-time. Huh. An interesting idea, at least for Earthlings. That explains why not even my omnipotent sight be able to see, even down to the level of individual particles could find it. It doesn't exist in this time. There was no point in scouring the ocean to find it, since it was never within my grasp in any case. To put yourself as Earthling might, it's like you've been checking my signal. Or maybe it's more like you've been hiding in my backyard. However, your pathetic little hideout is a secret no more. Do you see? Once I really started looking at it, it took me all about 3 seconds to find it. I haven't been harmed, of course, but I still need to punish you for having the temerity to defy your god. Hear me now, you fire-eating insects, you miserable nest of hornets. Your sovereign has decided that you shall be crushed like the insects you are. Warning, the foreign god is creating a gravitational fight in the Wandering Sea airspace. Prediction, the Wandering Sea will be destroyed in 50 minutes. Evacuate immediately. All Chaldea staff proceed directly to the shadow border at the dock. I repeat, the foreign god is creating... Foo! Seriously? I thought there was no way the Wandering Sea could be found. When you say gravitational field, you're talking about the kind of pseudo-black holes we saw on Olympus, right? Not even the Wandering Sea can endure something like this. What's gonna happen to the base? Matt, check if anyone's missing. Yes, Sabai. All the Chaldea staff are here, are making their way into the shadow border. The only ones that are still missing are Holmes and she. Ah. I apologize for the delay. I explain later. Time is of the essence. I have the spirit ocean graph right here. Come, we need to escape immediately.
Believe me, I'll have to do that. But what about Shion? I'm going to need you to have to talk with her about the failing tool for she. This despite all the talk about prognostication. At this point, she's much a member of Chaldea staff as anyone. We can't leave her behind.
I wish she could have heard you say that, Gorlov. But right now, our own escape takes precedence. Miss Shion said as such herself. She also said she would catch up us later. Her exact words were, "My name is on the lease into the Wandering Sea, so to speak, which makes it my responsibility to shut the 5 gates completely. Doing so will take her approximately 20 minutes. I trust you know what that means." But Homestead... We've gotta go back to get her. No, Maxie. She was very clear with me on this point. Make sure that you protest Chaldea's escape above all else. I promise I will catch up to you soon. Well, soon might not be entirely accurate, but it will definitely be there in your final battle. That is the whole reason I ran away from the Atlas Institute after all. For the record, this is all playing out exactly as I predicted. I'm actually something of a hardcore gamer, so I believe me when I say I'm absolutely not going to die without seeing how it all ends. Lol. Hey Leute, wie kann sie das sagen, wenn da einfach ein schwarzes Loch auf sie zulässt? Remember, Shion is an Atlas alchemist, and they do not make future prediction lightly. As such, I accept what she said as fact. If you want proof of that, consider that we are all here and prepared to depart the Shadow Border. Meanwhile, Da Vinci and Captain are already on the Stormwater, preparing for its launch as well. She always knew this would happen. As such, we can be reasonably certain that she also prepared her own individual method to escape.
I suppose you do have a point. I didn't wonder why I was suddenly being asked to pack my belongings. But I suppose it only makes sense that our enemy would begin taking more proactive measures against us now that there's only one loaf spread left. So it was probably inevitable that we would have to leave this place sooner or later.
Indeed, there was bound to come a point when we could no longer remain at the Wandering Sea. Hence the living quarters on the Stormwater. Shion planned to use it as our next base of operation from the very beginning. Remember, Kalir was never officially under the Wandering Sea's protection. I believe it should strive to protect all the living in the present, without aligning with the particular faction.
An organization that strives to protect us living in the present, unaligned with any particular faction? Indeed. Yes, you're absolutely right, Mr. Advisor. Maxi, Caroline. Hurry up and bought the Centerboard already. The rest of the stuff got on ages ago.
Yes, sir. Ey, Sion, spinnst du, Mann? Unser Raum. Das zweite Mal, dass unser, ob es jetzt Ray-Shift oder was auch immer Raum, ausgelöscht wird. Connection to Seals Gate severed. Connection to Islands Gate severed. Connection to Gunan Gate severed. Connection to Fushiruka's Gate severed. Connection to Guns Gate severed. Huh? Is something wrong, Professor? Did you forget something? Or rather... Professor? Wer ist... Hä? Wer ist das? The pleasure. I never expected to see a mage of the real Wandering Sea reveal himself to the modern mage. Is it that strange? This will be the last time you and I see each other. Have things changed so much that it is no longer considered polite to part ways in person? Ah, I see. No, you're right. That remains polite in the modern era. Unfortunately, our institute has sort of been going its own way for a long time now. Our members tend to favor meetings over screens, mirrors, threads, the internet, anything without speaking in person. I'm something of an iconoclast at the Atlas Institute myself. The Elton family has spiritual techniques called Ephemerate that enables us to hack directly into other people's brains and hijack them for our own ends. However, my father was quite a doting parent, and he showered me with affection every chance he got. I think that is why I came to see the value of interacting with other people in person. That is why I do not use Ephemerate, no matter how handy it is, as well as why I'm so naturally upbeat. So I'm truly both honored and delighted that you came to see me yourself. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to speak with you face to face. You're still in that time period, right? Is it not costing a staggering amount of magic energy to make this call? It is. Enough to kill an entire continent. But no matter, I didn't have anything better to do with it anyway. That's why my mentor agreed to let me waste it on a visit to the future. Your mentor? Do you mean of the mages who created the Wandering Sea? I was told there's no one left behind the Gunny, but between you and your mentor, it sounds like there were two. Only within the Lost Belt, that is. Outside them, Gunny, the Gate of Rebirth should rightly no longer exist in your time. Regardless, the Wandering Sea of 2019 is now about to disappear. It is no business of Chaldeas whether I exist or not. Oh, so you're not going to scout me, even though this island is about to be destroyed as a result of you lending it to me? Of course, the Wandering Sea will always exist. In the distant past, they built a workshop on a remote island in the far-off seas to cut themselves off from humans and gods alike. And they erased it, along with the area surrounding it, from the universe. The Wandering Sea is now a child lost in space-time, an eternally missing person. No one can observe it or touch it. No one except for the 5 gates. The Wandering Sea that appears in every time period is no more than a shadow cast by what the Wandering Sea once was. Even if the Wandering Sea of 2019 is destroyed, it only affects 2019. That destruction will not affect the past, the future, or of course the true Wandering Sea itself, as it was completely erased from space-time. Now see, I used to think that each of the 5 gates led to a workshop. But they are time gates, I understand that now.
They're able to communicate with the Wandering Sea from before it was erased, no matter the time period.
Exactly. I was once a mage from the AD era, just like you. I only began living in the Wandering Sea after my mentor Ngani invited me to join. You said you were an insolent at the Atlas Institute, which means there's nowhere in this world for you to call home. There are only so many mages who can learn the Wandering Sea's techniques.
I know, I feared you get applications only once a year, or each time by choosing only one to join you.
That's right, there are actually very few qualifications for becoming one of us. As long as the mystics' fates align, that you are there when the gate opens, it doesn't matter who you are. And one of the Wandering Sea gates is open right now. See you in Eltnam.
Thank you, Fabro Rowan. I appreciate your offer, but I'm afraid there are still things I need to do here. Do not worry, I will lock up properly before I leave. While I'm sure you and the other members of the Wandering Sea consider the foreign god to be a problem you can safely ignore until the distant future. For myself, Maxi, and the rest of Chaldea, it is a matter requiring our urgent attention and action. So I cannot go through the gate with you at this time, and if this should prove to be the only time the gates opens before me, then it will simply mean it was not meant to be, and I will just have to try and win a different lottery. So thank you sincerely for all your help thus far.
I see. Well then, I will leave the cleanup to you. One last thing. We of the Wandering Sea did not lend Chaldea shelter. We gave you an opportunity, Shion, an opportunity for this incomprehensible bizarre plan of yours. Safe travels, Shion Eltnam, daughter of the Black Earth. Go wherever your heart nor your prediction take you, like a lone bird soaring through the underworld. Ey, was für ein Gruselmann.
What a particular analogy. As far as I'm aware, I have no connection to either the underworld or birds. Oh well, maybe it will make some sense someday. Now then, I better get to work. It would be no fun just allowing the base to be destroyed. If it is going to go out anyway, then it may as well go with a bang on its own making. Now then, let us see just how much punishment the foreign god's physical body can actually withstand.
Sie plant im Endeffekt das, was auch ihr Königskar geplant hat. Eine komplette Selbstzerstörung.
Oh man, the gravity field is already sucking up the top of the Wandering Sea. We can't wait any longer, Captain, or we never get enough speed to going escape.
I know. Tamlin, Kawata, Octava, Chin, Zane, Elrond, Marcus, Meneru, Maxi, Mesh, Fugold of Holmes. That's everyone on board. Wurden zum ersten Mal die anderen Member genannt, die eigentlich nie eine Rolle gespielt haben? Someone emergency launch. We're getting out of this water for speed. Darf ich mal fragen, wenn eigentlich Sion verschwindet dann eigentlich auch Nemo und damit die Shadow Border und die wurden... Ach, egal.
That's all right, good. But what if the damn Marine comes after us? Look, this seems like it's wide open right now. What if we took a chance to strike?
Ja, genau, dann dieses schwarze Loch, was alles aufsaugt. Ja, sehr gute Idee, Goldorf. Komm, mach's den Faustkampf nieder. There's no point. We don't have any weapons capable of even scratching her. If she decides to come after us, then we just have to make sure she doesn't catch us. All hands to your seats. Professor, set the ship's inertial dependence to maximum. Bridge to the bow. Move the dimension-piercing livestream to the stern. We're going to the departure. Recoil to help us accelerate. This will be our fastest launch ever. Professor, I'm counting on you to control the hull.
Yep, you got it. My calculations are all done. So I'm good to go whenever.
Set all for Triton. Engines to full throttle. Stormwater, move out. Ein weiterer Ort auf der Erde, der leer ist. What happened? Are we safe? Yes. No sign of pursuit from the foreign god. We've just left the North Sea and we're currently on the coast of the center of the Eurasian continent. We continue heading east towards the Pacific Ocean. Any other question, Da Vinci? Holmes? What happened to the foreign god? I thought I saw a nearly blinding flash of light while we were making our escape. I'm betting that was the Wandering Sea snow, Sion's counterattack. The same way the foreign god compressed ultra-high-density mass to generate gravitational fields. Sion compressed the Wandering Sea down as small as it could go, then hit the foreign god with the full force of the decompression. Though I can't tell if the foreign god isn't coming after us because it is injured here, or if she just did notice us escaping.
I see. So if we to go down before the fight, huh? I expect nothing less from the Atlas Alchemist. But, now what do we do? Should we come back? I thought we need her to keep the Stormwater working, and to have Trisgard II come up with a mission strategist. No need to worry about it. Trisgard II is already here on the Stormwater. That was the whole point of the end of the year renovation after all. Huh? Is there anything more iconic than a giant supercomputer on a massive flying battleship? It really is the stuff of truth. Huh? What?
Hä? Stimmt. Ich konnte es auch nicht glauben, dass sie gestorben ist, weil die hat echt viel zu arrogant dafür geredet. I can see from the looks on your face that your father blew up along with the undersea. I appreciate your concern. I'm sorry for misleading you. I'm actually have a somewhat unusual constitution. After I locked the Wandering Sea, I set the island to self-destruct and came to the Starborder in by myself. It is kind of manipulating my existing properties. You can think of it as something similar to Humarane's atomization. Now I see. Of course an alchemist who lives by numbers would be willingly blow themselves sacrifice their own life. What matters is them is not what follows after the fact, but their currently ongoing circulations. Your reaction serves your own interests, so I presume. Correct. As they say, the good you do for others is good to yourself.
Why couldn't you have told us sooner? You just had to play the matter, didn't you? You do have any idea how road were? Oh, why? Not me, of course. I'm the Iron Commander. But did you ever stop think of the rest of the stuff must feel? We don't need to see any more sacrifice, damn it.
Oh, is that Trayvon? Yep, don't ever do that again to us. Still, I'm really glad you're okay. Me too. And I think I speak for everyone when I say we all feel the same way. I'm so happy to see you back and safe and sound soon. It must have been very hard work demolishing the Wandering Sea like that. Damn, I had no idea. Well, I wasn't worried. I know you're tougher than most servants. More importantly, now that we all caught our breath, we should decide our next course of action. As of now, we'll be conducting our mission from the Stormwater. We'll continue to fly in random directions across the earth so the foreign god can't track us down again. We only land for maintenance and refueling. The Stormwater may be an excellent ship, but even it only can last along without proper port of call, which means we'll only be able to pull off one more major operation before we need to dock. Do keep that in mind. We are all aware, regardless, only one lost spell remains. Once we have completed the spell, we need to face the foreign god. Chaldea will make its way into the 7th lost belt. It won't be long now before we confront you, Olga Marie, the being who calls herself the foreign god. I trust you have no issue, Commander Goldoff, Mr. Maxi.
No, we are finally about to enter the final phase of this campaign. Fine with me. Let's do the thing, I say, but only once we've prepared for every countermeasure we possibly can.
Of course! We do need to possess the essence of the sacred sword, of course, but it's also imperative that we figure out what makes the foreign god tick. Is she really Olga Marie, the former director of Chaldea? Why does she look the way she does? Until now, defeating her was been our only choice, but the more we can understand our enemy, the more options open to us. This last mission with Kernskaya proves it, right, Maxi? You're damn right. So, now that it's settled, we should start getting used to our new environment. I say we all split up the work together to make the Stormwater the best damn base Chaldea's ever had, starting with checking out the new facilities Sion built for us. Hope you guys are ready, cause I think we are about to be busier than ever. Da wünsche ich Luke mir nicht an. Es wird immer weniger. Aber egal, Leute. Es ist Zeit, Leute. Nun geht die Party richtig los. Wir sind hier langsam im Endgame now. Und, Leute, als erstes brauchen wir hier mal eine gescheite neue Ausrüstung. Ein Quartz natürlich. Der ist natürlich immer gut. Und, liebe Leute, der Anzug. Der letzte Anzug überhaupt. Men in Black Zitat. Karriere von Decisive Battle. Und nun geht unser Abenteuer wirklich los. Kein neuer Bildschirm. Okay, gut. Es hängt ein bisschen. Aber theoretisch wäre jetzt das ein guter Übergang gewesen. Oh, Leute, Mann. Das ist das, was ich sehen will. Ladies and Gentlemen, ein neuer Hintergrund. Und ein epischer auch gleich mal. Gänsehaut, Mann. Gänsehaut. Unsere Reise durch den Void Space nähert sich zu einem Ende. Eine Reise fehlt noch. Und auch wenn wir jetzt erstmal ein Jahr wieder darauf warten müssen, geht unsere Reise in die richtige Richtung. Für natürlich hier das Atlas-Institut, was ihr gefallen ist, glücklicherweise ohne Stirn. Kämpfen wir nun noch entschlossener, liebe Leute. Denn ein Lost Pelt wartet nur noch. Ein wirklich großartiges Kapitel hier nochmal. Und definitiv, oh Leute, sehr Gänsehaut bei der Musik hier. Geht beim nächsten Mal unsere Reise weiter. Natürlich mit Fake Condora. Ich war heute im Smurfix und es wird spannend zu sehen, wenn wir dann hier zu unserer finalen Schlacht kommen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Ciao.